Before I turn it over to Councilmember Lou Fidler, Councilmember Reyna may be leaving in the next 10 to 15 minutes, or 30 minutes, or maybe 45 minutes. I'm trying to keep her to stay as long as she can. But on each of your chairs is a survey that we put together, and we'd love to have your opinions on it. And before I turn it over to Councilmember Fidler, I would actually like to just go down the panel and have the panel answer the questions. And then we'll go to Councilmember Fidler. Richard, I'm going to start with you.
I don't have a
I know you don't have it. I'm going to ask you publicly.
All right.
Do you support or oppose the idea of term limits?
Unsure.
You're unsure.
Unsure.
Diana?
Unsure as well.
Randy?
My positions are not based on whether I support or don't support term limits. It's purely on the method by which they should be changed.
Okay.
Well, they want to.
Mitchell, do you support or oppose term limits?
I think it was clear. I favor them 3-4-year terms.
Lou?
In other words, I said that they're fine to have
Just philosophically, do you support or oppose? You,
As a philosopher, I would put I have faith totally in the voter. I don't believe we have to have them.
term limits, period, right. This is not about the third
Yes,
or 4-year
okay.
term. This is about overall, philosophically, do you support the idea of term limits?
No.
Okay. Lou?
I'm starting to agree with everything Professor Moore says.
Okay. Esmeralda?
I oppose term limits.
Okay. Question number 2. Do you believe that the current term limit should be either kept as currently configured, extended from 2 4-year terms to 3 4-year terms, or done away with entirely? Esmeralda, I'll start with you.
All right, this is all hypothetical,
Yeah.
not the current situation.
Right.
All right, fine.
Right.
I actually think they need to be, first of all, I think they should be done away with, and if they're not done away with, they need to be improved
Okay.
by staggering, first of all,
All right.
and then perhaps extended.
Lou?
I believe that legislative term limits should be done away with, and I think that there should be term limits imposed on executive officers.
Mitchell?
I think the choices were included 3-4-year terms, which I would favor.
Okay. Randy?
I think that they should not be changed by legislation, and the voters should have the right to decide.
Diana?
Extended from a 2-year to a 3-year term.
Richard?
I think from 2 to 3, although I'm not 100% sure that I think the same for mayor versus council.
Right.
I think it's easier to extend the number of terms for the council because of it facilitates staggering and that kind of expertise that Mitchell was talking about. I think the mayor starts out as a very powerful figure.
Do you support the action, you support the council taking action to change term limits, the current city council?
Council alone?
Yes, council alone.
No.
Diana?
Yes.
Randy, I think I know what the answer is.
The answer is no. I do not think the council should do this.
Mitchell?
I think the council should learn and should use the muscles. If you don't use the muscles, you have the atrophy. I think it should do what it's empowered to do.
Lou?
Yes.
Esmeralda?
No.
Okay. I'm going to go back to Esmeralda on the next one. Do you support the holding of a special election in spring 2009 to let the voters decide on any changed term limits?
I mean, I'm going to say right now what I would have said if I had my regular time. This is the worst of two evils, okay?
Okay.
I would prefer an election.
So unsure.
No, I'm not unsure. If between the city council voting alone and a special election, I prefer the people voting.
Okay.
But a special election, the way it's been done, I am appalled.
Okay. Lou?
I think a special election is impractical at this point.
Mitchell?
No need for it.
Okay. Randy?
Definitely a special election.
Diana?
In the spring of '08, there should have been.
There should have been a... Okay. Richard?
I'm going to rank order 3 possibilities instead of the same given me. My first preferred position would be it should be done at a general election in November of 2009, with the current term limits running and then the new law beginning after that. Second choice then would be a special election, because I think for the reasons given about why special elections are generally inferior to general elections, well, I think it's going to be less serious. Third choice would be, I'll council voting, which would be a no to that.
So Richard, if in fact a special election were finally to be held in 2009, would you support a referendum that extended it to 3 4-year terms?
I'm going to say unsure right now. I want to think about it some more.
Okay. Diana?
If there were a special election.
Yeah, if a special, you were a voter and going into the polling place, would you vote for a 3rd 4-year term?
Oh, yeah.
Randy?
That's the beauty of the ballot box, I'll keep my opinion. I'll have that opportunity.
I was wondering if somebody would bring
Everybody in
that.
this room should have that opportunity.
That's right.
And I'm sure all of you will vote, which is more people than the 51 council members.
Mitchell?
But isn't he good? He's able to speak but not answer the question. I mean, there's no one. I would vote positively to expand term limits.
Lou?
Yes.
Esmeralda? No. No, okay. I appreciate your allowing me to digress. I just didn't want to not have the panelists answer this question. What's very telling, though, is that even though they're like, two sides to this issue, are you, for council action or opposed to council action, once you go beyond that, you really start to see a lot of differences in opinions about how to address the whole issue of term limits. Very fascinating. So, Lou, thank you for allowing me to digress.
Did I have a choice?
Now you've got your 5 minutes.